think what happens before you're super showing is hormonally and with pheromones and things, you're giving off a different scent.
Yeah.
I really think that because
no, absolutely.
Yeah, people started treating me differently.
Is he moving around?
He was just now. He keeps doing it.
What's up, you guys? It's your girl Amber, and I am here with my good friend and also a very known lesbian.
Hey.
Whitney's here.
What's up? How is everybody doing? And we have a third member joining us today.
My nephew, feel me, Mecca, is in here, right here.
Yeah.
And that's why we're like doing this video today, because this process has been like one of the most magical things, even though because of quarantine, I haven't got to see you the whole time. Yeah. But like every time I do,
he's bigger and bigger.
You're leveling up. Like it's crazy.
Like I'm so pregnant that right now during this very video, I could go into labor. I'm 9.5 months pregnant. I'm full term.
It's so crazy. Like literally in a couple weeks, like if you guys don't follow it already, like you need to, and in a few weeks there's gonna be a whole human on her Instagram.
A whole human.
It's
and
crazy.
I'm ready for it.
No, he's ready to come out.
He's ready.
He moves, like he has everything he needs, like the full family, the full tribe is like ready for him. He's gone protesting with us.
He's gone protesting. He was just in a photo shoot the other day for Get Out the Vote. Oh, it's gonna be all around the city. He's making moves.
Yeah, no, this baby is, he's already coming out into some stuff. He's already like.
He has a schedule. He has a whole schedule, a planner full for 2021. Thank God.
This is so amazing. And the other thing that you might not know is this baby is me, okay? This is a mixed baby in here. Whitney is having a black child, which I'm so excited about. And that's why I can't wait to be in his life, because I gotta explain to him that like, they don't make it easy out here for us to be mixed.
When people say like, he's coming into this climate nowadays, it's like, no, he's just, I mean, it's always been messed up.
It's just
but now it's heightened.
And on social media, so we have more access to knowing all these things, which doesn't help people's anxiety, but that's a whole other video. But we're here to talk about this pregnancy and like killing stereotypes. I want to talk about the details of it, because until Whitney got pregnant, this wasn't real for me.
And for like a lot of other masculine centered people, when I said I wanted to have a child, the first thing people assume is that I'm not going to carry.
Yeah, surrogate.
And a surrogate or my partner, or anything like that, which I don't have a partner, but it's like, you just immediately go default to, well, not with your body. As soon as I say it, it's like this jaw-dropping response, It doesn't fit into the constructs that we've had to recreate our brains like comfortably fit women in a masculine role to begin with.
Because they look at masculine women as, like almost like incapable of being feminine. Like we are still women at the end of the day. I still literally had to go off on somebody last week, just like masculine women doesn't mean we want to be men. We dress how we're comfortable. We're just how we were raised. We dress how we feel in our masculine centered bodies. Talk about the insemination process.
Yeah, so I mean, here's the thing. I'm 38 now, and I made the decision. Looking good. I made the decision. I knew I wanted to be a mother. I knew I wanted to carry if I could. I didn't know if I could carry. I'm not out in these streets. Like, you have to think, like, sperm entering your body. I'm 37 years old. That's essentially a foreign substance going inside of me. And I thought, like, is my body gonna be like, what is this, or is it gonna embrace it? Turns out I'm fertile. It embraced it. So when I made that decision, you have to do so many things. You think that you can just go out and like find some sperm, this and that. Your body has a certain amount of eggs. You're born with a certain amount of eggs. That's it. Like, that's all you were getting for the rest of time. We're taught so very little in our lives about, egg preservation and things like that. Like, once we get to be 35 years old, our quality of eggs goes down and our quantity of eggs goes down. And we're not taught to, to check our follicle count, to check our hormone levels, to check how many eggs we have, because it's almost like we're taught if we're doing that, it's for like straight women or people that are infertile in heterosexual relationships or something like that. When in reality, we as women need to be encouraged and educated more from a young age to be proactive in our fertility. And we have to, because that's it. It's an end game. Once it's gone forever. So I got fertility tested, and then finding a donor, because I wanted to like be able to be an open donor and things like that. Energetically.
What's an open donor?
Open donor is that they can contact them
if they want to, after like a certain age.
Yeah, 18. And also they have access. Well, I used to ended
So
up
you
going.
can use the sperm again too.
Yeah.
If you
and
want
then
to.
I ended up going with Seattle Sperm Bank. Initially, I was going to use a known donor that I knew was friends with, but it was very hard to narrow them down, the very small window that you have. People think that you have this huge window for impregnation during the month. It's like 36 hours. The amount of follicles that are released goes down with time, so you have less of an opportunity for it to stick, really.
Yeah.
When you hit 35, you're moved into high-risk pregnancy category. She's there, folks. She's there.
We're there.
We're both there. I've been there. I've been there. Welcome. But the thing is, even though you're high risk, you have so many other factors to take into play, like how healthy are you? What are your eating habits like? You know, somebody who's 35 and, you know, consuming a lot of high processed foods, it's not the same 35 as somebody who's drinking sea moss.
Literally.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
I'm okay.
Like, you're good. No, but it's also biology. It's genetics, you know, and it's like, that's why you have to go get fertility tested.
Right, I know, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Literally, I'm learning so much. This is why we needed to film this. I was like, oh my God, it's so important. I've been like checking in on her and like seeing how she's doing because she's about to pop, you know? And I'm just like, how are you feeling? Are you moving around? Like,
No.
are you okay?
I've gotten to the point where if I drop something, I'm like, how bad do I need that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't even pick it up with my feet anymore and put it in my hand.
Talk about the shoelaces.
Oh my God, these shoes are, once my shoes are on, they're staying on for the rest of the day or they're staying off. There's no, like, I'm sorry if you have a no shoe household.
Oh yeah, no, I do. I already knew the story. That's why I didn't even ask you. No.
I mean, I've been rocking Crocs. Thank God we're in a quarantine because my shoe options are not high fashion.
I feel it.
They're sheerly
For comfort.
Yes, for practical.
Yeah.
I'm on that practical shoe game hard.
Absolutely.
Another thing, they don't tell you anything in life. They don't tell you anything in school, sex ed, and anything on how our bodies really work. And we're lesbians. We know the way women's bodies work.
Because
But we don't know the way our own bodies really work, is the thing. And it's crazy. It's like there's so many different levels. We're such complex beings.
Yeah.
And there's so much we don't know. And it really takes away the empowerment over our own decision-making skills. So I learned a lot going into this whole process. And that's why I try to like use the opportunity to educate people as much as possible because it is a limited window. And once it's gone, it's gone. You know, it's like we see in the media like all of these celebrities that are 50 and getting pregnant and it makes it seem easy. These people are using surrogate eggs. They're using embryos.
Oh.
They're using embryos from younger women. It's not like they're just like, oh damn, Janet Jackson, she must have just taken care of herself. She's got good doctors. No,
it wasn't her egg.
I'm sure all these people have embryos that they're.
Oh wow, I'm just like, like mind blown by it. If you know Whitney, you know that she's finding the most natural, the most, you know, like the most healthy version of everything. This is why I'm like, I need to follow whatever you did, tell me. So like you found a sperm bank that you trusted, and then do you need to pay per sample? Because it might take a few times to take.
You can pay per vial, but some people, you know, you don't know how many vials are left. Somebody could come in and behind you and buy up the whole crowd. And you know, if the person isn't coming back, the thing I like about this sperm bank is they're incredibly thorough. A lot of people have this preconceived notion that guys just coming off the street jerk off into a thing and then that's it. These people are incredibly vetted. 9 out of 10 people don't make it into the program, and they make them commit to at least a year.
Oh,
and these guys are coming in like 3 times a week. Their entire genetic screening is done. My genetic screening is done to make sure that we match. And then, you know, they do extensive interviews. For me, my donor really sold me because his audio interview was spot on. He made me laugh. He's vegan. That meant
you got to listen to him?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And he's vegan?
I mean, just his like book choice selection, you know, all of it.
Yo, that's crazy, but that's also really tight. So what's the process of getting the sperm and then getting it into you?
So I was working with a fertility clinic that's amazing, named Kind Body. They're women owned. They just really make it easy and streamlined and offer kind of packages that are very transparent. So you're not going to a hospital or a doctor and having all these hidden fees and all these things. They're very focused on supporting queer families, people of color, and contributing back to that community. So I just like really vibed with them. They go in, test me, they test your follicles. I bet you don't even know what a follicle is.
Absolutely not.
I didn't either. Nobody knows. The follicles get released and they're actually what has the eggs in them. Basically, they test to make sure that your follicles are growing, that they're viable. The sperm gets sent down in a freezer pack, like a nitrous tank.
Whoa.
Like there he is, clearest purple liquid.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's called washed sperm.
And so the doctors do it for you.
Yeah, and they put it under a microscope and they check to make sure that there's a certain amount of active swimmers.
Swimming.
There has to be a minimum of 10 million by law.
Yo, there's 10 million little people.
Mine had 21 million.
Oh my God, just
So
swimming
you know
around
that was
in you.
about to work.
Oh yeah, you were about to get pregnant.
Yeah.
Surprised it isn't twins or something then.
Right, exactly. I got an IUI, so there's different things. There's ICI, which is intracervical. That's like when you would do at home with like a turkey baster type thing.
Okay, yeah.
IUI bypasses the cervix and goes right up.
Oh, so they put it
into your
deep.
uterus.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's
a
another
higher
one,
chance.
right?
And then there's in vitro.
In vitro, yeah. And then that one.
IVF, in vitro fertilization, is when they take an egg out from you, inseminate it,
And put
then
it back. Oh my. But okay, so this is what we've learned so far, y'all. Okay, first of all, it's finding a sperm bank that you know and trust and has like good reputation and all of that.
Yes.
And then it's deciding if you want to have an open or closed. Like meaning, do you want your kid to be able to reach out to the dude or not? Like that's a decision I didn't even think of till right now, right? And then choosing the sperm and then how you're gonna get inseminated.
Yeah,
And
choosing the
ways.
fertility clinic as well.
But also your body, making sure your body's ready, knowing that window.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, boom. Do you guys, all these things.
So the next step is after the insemination, then it's like a hurry up and wait process. So it's like you gotta get in there between a small window, get it in there, and then you literally have to sit for 10 days just like.
Wow.
And I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready.
I know, every time, like, you're like, I could be literally becoming pregnant right now.
And it's maddening. You wanna act chill and you wanna act like you don't really care, like it's not bothering you, because they're like, the less you think about it. I'm like, that's all I'm thinking about. They're like, just go for walks when you think about it. I'm like, I would be to fucking New York right now.
Yeah.
I would be across the country. It's like, it's impossible because your natural instinct, it's like you want to know, and this is something you want so badly.
What I'm so interested in, which I know because I talked to you a little bit, but walk me through like first trimester?
Second trimester, yeah. There's 3 trimesters.
Okay, let's go.
Although people call what I'm in right now the 4th trimester because it's like the zone.
You passed
like,
the
you passed it, like, so you're done. I think at first you're in a state of, it's so surreal.
Yeah.
Because you're like, is this even happening? Like, you have to focus on your lifestyle changes. Obviously, I produce events, I'm out a lot, you know, and it's like, you just have to start being very conscious of your decisions, lifestyle-wise. For me, the circumstances were unique because a pandemic hit. You know, people always say you can never be too prepared. I had everything sorted out, you know, just in terms of my timeline and everything like that. And then nobody could have seen a global pandemic coming. Like, everything shifted. I think first trimester is all about absorbing the fact that this is a reality.
Yeah.
You're kind of like walking on eggshells because the first trimester, so many end in miscarriages. And that's another thing that needs to be dispelled, is that so many pregnancies end in miscarriage. When you hear the rate, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
When women get that idea into their head, they catastrophize and they think, you know, it's something I did, I'm faulty, all these things, when in reality, most of the statistics come from the fact that it was just never a viable embryo to begin with. It has nothing to do with anything you did, it has nothing to do with your body. Your body is actually sorting out and eliminating the fact that this would have never been a viable pregnancy. So the first trimester, you're just thinking, I have a secret. And nobody knows. Because you don't want to tell anybody.
Yeah.
You knew.
Yeah. I mean, it's so crazy to think about, like, we were trying to figure out if you were pregnant, and we were together the day that they started quarantine.
Yeah.
We actually had a party, and we were so scared, like, do we still show up? Are people gonna show up? It was crazy, they still partied. Like, we still had people at our party, and we were nervous and scared. We tried to stay away from everybody, especially because this one was, like, possibly pregnant. Okay, 3 months to say 6 months.
Right, that's when your body starts changing. Well, first of all, I'll say this. Going into the appointment where they check and see the heartbeat is like the moment where things get real.
What month is that?
12th week.
Yeah, because pregnancy people always talk in weeks, and I'm like, how many months is that?
37 weeks? What year is that?
I'm like, wait.
But when you see the heartbeat, it had so many different sides to it. Because first of all, going into this and ending up doing it single also, it was to be totally honest, leaving the office, I don't think I've ever felt so alone. But like at the same time, I also felt so empowered. I realized at that moment that this was mine and his journey forever. And I was the only adult that was gonna be responsible for him forever. And I was the only person that was as emotionally invested on this level forever. Yeah, I have tons of amazing support in my life and things like that, but it was a very awakening moment, and it was like empowering because I was like, I got this.
As fuck.
But I was like, damn, and it's emotional. And that's when your hormones start changing.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I needed to know. I need to know, what does it feel like? I'm not having a child, you guys. I just want to know. I think it's a beautiful thing to see masculine women doing this thing, since it's so like, oh, we're not supposed to.
Right.
You right?
Right.
And this is why I want to do the video, to kill all those stereotypes.
Right.
Women, we're women. No matter how you dress, no matter what form you are, you're capable of creating a whole being. And in such a beautiful process. You had to get to a point where you had to like be okay with these body changes and embrace your femininity, right?
Right.
Your body's doing this very womanly thing.
Right, and embrace my sensitivities, my emotional sensitivities.
Right, right.
Because I'm not exactly like, I'm a sensitive person, but I like to keep it under wraps, you know? I try to rationalize my emotions down to a fault. And I'm not saying this is something that is defined purely as masculine or feminine at all.
You're just an aware human.
And it's just a different experience is what I'm saying. You change during this experience hormonally. And you know, I was incredibly emotional, like crying from the depths of like just relatability of like watching women with children or watching like shows where a woman had lost her child. And then we're also in the midst of, you know, this incredibly, the pandemic and this heightened state of racism
bias,
and people losing their children. And I'm like watching it and I'm just like, emotional.
I was so blessed to have Whit and Shan at my birthday last week, and just I've seen Shan obviously during this time, and Whit. It's crazy because they look the exact same, just with a stomach.
Right.
It's just like so crazy. Like, look at you. Like, there's not any ounce of weight gain.
It's right here.
But the stomach, it's
like,
beautiful.
I gained 38 pounds.
But it's here.
It's here.
Yeah. There's like nothing else. Your legs look thinner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
In comparison,
the booty got bigger.
The booty got bigger. Things start getting bigger, and like, you know, and this is where things come into play, like just in terms of like embracing feminine changes in your body. I identify as like a masculine of center person, but I've never sought to abandon my womanness, my body, or anything like that. But I've never really embraced it and been like, here I am, woman.
Here's my titties.
You know, but then it got to a point where my boobs were out here, like they were like a thing, you know. And your friends start making comments, people start making comments, and then society approaches you differently as a whole. And I haven't been approached differently for a long time. I think what happens before you're super showing is hormonally and with pheromones and things, you're giving off a different scent. I really think that because
absolutely.
Yeah, people started treating me differently, and then you know your body starts changing. It's not like there's a butch maternity line, you know what I'm saying?
Like, I was gonna ask.
Right.
How do you find clothes?
So I mean, honestly.
All right, you guys, listen, we have more to talk about, so make sure you guys stick around. This is part 1, and make sure you guys stick around for part 2. We're gonna get into some intimate details.
Yes.
You feel me? See you in part 2. Is it true that pregnant women are more horny?
Hell yes, and that's
Really?
another. Oh my god.